we on? Yeah. Ooh. All right, there we go. All right. What's up, guys? How's everybody doing on their end? Sorry about that. Welcome to another Geek Thought Live. This is the sixth time I'm actually doing this. Geek Thought. Reason why I'm doing it live because I got a lot of topics that I wanted to touch on and get your opinions and your thoughts on, guys. So I thought I'd just put everything together and just give you another Geek Thought Live. Word of mouth once again, guys. This is not a Q&A, so there is no questions being asked. I'm giving you a topic. We're talking about certain topics that have been coming out of pop culture as of right now, and I'm going to get your opinions on it. So we're going to be talking about a lot of the things that are coming out, that have been coming out as of late. One I'm going to talk about is the 70s inspired Batman animated series, animated movie that's coming out. I'm going to talk about Superman, Man of Tomorrow. So that's definitely something. If you haven't watched the trailer for Superman, Man of Tomorrow, I definitely suggest you go watch it. It's basically a retelling, but also the younger days of Superman, before he became the character that we all love, the godfather of all superheroes, superpowered heroes. We're going to talk about Ben Affleck returning back as Batman for the Flash movie that seems to be coming out. Certain other things that I'm going to leave out right now, but this is all just me talking about certain things and then getting your opinions on it in general. So yeah, this should be very interesting once again. So for all those who are coming in, welcome to Geek Thought Live. This is the 6th edition of this. You guys know my segment, Geek Thoughts, so it shouldn't be any kind of not knowing what's going on, especially if you follow me on a daily basis. And that's going out to all my pack members out there. So the first topic on hand that, like I said, I wanted to talk about is the Batman animated movie. There's another animated movie coming out from Batman. I'm gonna put the link in the description, so if everybody that's fine. It's gonna be developed by Bruce Timm. Once again, Bruce Timm is returning, and it's called Batman Soul of the Dragon. So it's involving a lot of it's kind of a 70s era Batman film. Batman is in it, and he's going to be helped by some of his martial art trainees that he trained with when he was becoming Batman. So Richard Dragon, Lady Shiva is going to be in it, and Bronze Tiger. And I'll leave the link in the description so you guys can follow along with it if you want. So let me get the link. Here it is. I got it. I'm going to put in the description so you guys can see. This is the first topic we're talking about. And here we go. Okay, so there it is. So this Batman movie is called Batman Soul of the Dragon, and basically it's Batman. It's Bruce Timm, who was like the key creator of the original DC animated universe. He was the original DC animated universe. Like, he was kind of like the Kevin Feige. Like, he controlled everything that was going on, and he's coming back to do this kind of like 70s era Batman. Not a lot of people talk about Batman in the 70s, like what was going on during that time, but this is actually kind of interesting because once again, it's an original story. It's not taking any adaptation from a comic story arc or anything like that. it's just an original story. And I love original stories. Sometimes you don't always have to go directly with a famous storyline or something. Sometimes, coming up with your own stories, it works too. So in this movie, we have Richard Dragon. Richard Dragon, for all those who don't know, he's like one of the top best pure martial art characters in the DC universe. Him, Lady Shiva's right up there as well. That's why I love Lady Shiva. And Bronze Tiger is another guy. Bronze Tiger, he's the guy with the tiger mask, Ben Turner. And he actually beat Batman in a hand-to-hand fight. Of course, yeah, when you go into the future of the DC universe, you're talking about like the Karate Kid and everybody like that. But in this series, it's basically Batman needs some help dealing with, I believe it's Cobra or somebody else, and he goes to get help from his former classmates. Like I said, Richard Dragon, Ben Turner, aka Bronze Tiger, and Lady Shiva. Now, if you look at the picture, if you're looking at a link, Ben Turner, aka Bronze Tiger, in that looks like Jim Kelly, from Enter the Dragon and all those other, and another famous martial artist that was around during this black exploitation days, and of course when he was in Enter the Dragon, he's got the afro and everything like that. And then you got Richard Dragon, who basically in this he looks very Asian, and he looks just like Bruce Lee, which it's kind of funny. And then you got Lady Shiva, who's got her real color scheme, but she is more decked out in that time period, and as well as, I'm not really sure. I really don't understand why she's holding a sword, because Lady Shiva is the weapon. She don't need no weapon. And of course, we all know O Sensei, who actually did train Batman. He's in it. But what I find really interesting about this original is the voice actors that are going to be voicing these characters, and I think that's great. I love that the cast they got to voice these characters is actually really cool. So we're going to start with of course, the title character Batman, David Guttoni. If you know that name, you remember the hit show Grimm, who he was the title character, Nick. That's who's going to play Batman in that. And I was like, okay, I like that. I find that pretty cool. I've always actually wanted him to star in like a superhero movie or so after he got done with Grimm. He now is on that hit show on ABC, I believe. But I'm fine with him, coming and voicing Bruce Wayne and Batman. You got Mark Dacascos. I hope I'm saying his name right again. Who's going to be voicing Richard Dragon. For all those who don't know who he is, he's done so many works. Like, the man is everywhere. If anybody's a fellow fan of the last the Hawaii Five-0 remake, he played Wu Fat in that. He was also in the last John Wick movie. He was the bald Asian guy. I forgot his name in that movie. But that's who's gonna play Richard Dragon. You got the lovely Kelly Hu playing Lady Shiva, and I saw her post that on her Instagram, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, you're playing Lady Shiva. I was like, that's perfect. Kelly Hu has shared her voice with so many iconic characters over the time. It just lends her voice out now. She's become such a great voice actor, but she's also a very talented actress as well, in general. But her voice, her voice when you hear it. So I'm glad to see she's playing Lady Shiva. And Michael Jai White is coming back as Bronze Tiger to voice Ben Turner. Michael Jai White did play Ben Turner in the Arrowverse. And I thought it was perfect casting, but I just felt that the execution of Bronze Tiger in that show was just a little bad for me. I didn't like the fact that he just wore a brown leather jacket and had like gauntlet claws on his, like kind of like Wolverine that kind of represent tiger claws and everything like that. And then you got the great and talented James Hahn playing O Sensei. I mean, this is a man who's been in countless movies. I think he has over 300 credited movies to his credit, and he doesn't get enough respect. I know and I feel just like Daniel Day Kim, the man does deserve a star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And then you got Josh Keaton, who's going to be Cobra, but they're only using his his real name, Jeffrey Berg. Josh Keaton, another talent right there. That guy's voice is everywhere. Don't stare in his eyes, though. I'm not even that guy. There's a picture of Josh Keaton. If you Google him, and he's just got this vacant stare, and he's just like, it's like he's staring into your soul. It's crazy. But Josh Keaton's talent, you name a character he hasn't probably done, or voiced. I mean, a lot of us probably remember him voicing Spider-Man, and I thought he did a good job voicing Peter Parker on the Spectacular Spider-Man. He did it on a couple of games, a lot of the Marvel vs. Capcom games and things like that. So Josh Keaton's that's good. But all in all, I this is fine. I know a lot of people are like, oh man, they doing too many Batman. It is what it is. Batman. Batman just he sells. His name sells. It is what it is. I like the idea of taking it into like a 70s era where martial arts was huge then. Like that's when it got big, especially in this country. Martial arts just got really big thanks to the likes of the late great Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee really helped bring that to the fold. And it's not saying that martial arts wasn't, but it wasn't showcased as much as when Bruce Lee did it. So see a 70s era like Batman animated movie and Bruce Timm doing behind it, it's cool. And I know a lot of people wasn't really big fans of him and Bruce Timm doing I think it was the Killing Joke and having which I didn't like either. I did not like the Batman and Barbara Gordon sex scene. That was just really disgusting, and that just bothers me. I'm like, oh no, like that made no sense to me. I didn't like that. So that's the first topic on it. You guys tell me, what did you guys think of that? What do you think about that news and that story? This to me, it looks fun. It looks I'm looking to see some footage of it, and if it comes out, I'll do a reaction to it. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. And next up, well, let's keep it with the animated stuff. Superman, Man of Tomorrow. This is coming out soon. I want to make sure I get the info about it. I'll just go kind of to the wiki a little bit. So if anybody wants to. So basically, Man of Tomorrow it's about to come out on digital August 23rd. It'll be out on Blu-ray, DVD, and all that later next month, September 8th. But pretty much what this is, it's a Superman direct to the video movie, basically chronicalizing the early days of Clark Kent. Like kind of like when he discovered his powers. He's discovering, should he showcase himself, to the world? How are people will people trust him? He's listening to Jonathan and Martha. The trailer's up. You can go watch it. I mean, if you've never seen it, I'll put the trailer in the link. It's really good. And you're seeing him become Superman. Also in the movie is John Jones, aka the Martian Manhunter, and which is really cool. I'm glad they're putting him in the movie in this movie, and you're seeing that he's been on Earth a lot longer than Clark has, so he knows the outcome of how humans think, and the whole concept of you know people feel what they don't understand, especially Alien. So it's like, okay, there's a great line in the trailer if you haven't seen it where he's talking to John and he says, I thought Martians were only in movies, and John says those movies are bad, like, which was hilarious to even fathom. And then of course there's this, we see some of the other individuals that are also going to be in the, of course Lois, of course people like that, Perry White, all that, because in the movie Pete, I'm about to call him Peter, Clark is an intern at the Daily Planet, so he's just an intern. He's just getting people coffee and things like that. He's really starting from the bottom, to work his way up. um Villain wise, we also see Lobo's in the movie. Lobo, and he has a fight with Lobo. Clark flies off, and he meets Lobo right there, and he's like, "Why are you here?" And then Lobo is it, "Why are you here, Kryptonian?" And then he tries to throw his, try to hook him, and Superman just throws him. And then they get into a fight, which is really cool. And the other main villain in there is one of my favorite Superman villains, Parasite. So it's really good to see Rudy Jones in this, which is really cool. He looks a lot different. He really looks very alien-like he's because if you remember in the New 52, Parasite really looked a lot monstrous and things like that. But like I said, guys, if you haven't seen the trailer, I'll leave it in a link as well. Um, I'll leave that link in the so you can watch the trailer and give me your notion on it. The one thing I do appreciate about um, this is the art direction. I really like the art direction in here. It's very smooth, very crisp. Doesn't make Superman look overly muscular, even though Superman is he's a powerhouse. But I've never really liked when they draw Superman overly muscular, like he's a mountain of muscle, because it's never really been described that, okay, that's what all Kryptonians look like. But I love that he looks. You could see that the different stages of his aging, and just seeing how he's becoming. I watched the making of it last night, and I love how they were talking about, especially with Jean, Jean being, trying to tell Clark about things that he's been through a lot of stuff. He's been on Earth since, I think they said, since the 50s. So he saw that, then through the 60s and everything like that. And you got to remember, he's also disguised as a black man. So he kind of seen the ramifications of what human race has gone through, and he's kind of showcasing the Clark. He's kind of like Clark's Obi-Wan, which I really appreciate. I thought that's a really cool idea to have, that Jean's been here longer than Clark. And there's also like a nod to Batman, because he sees, there's a picture of Batman and it's talking about a cape, and you see Clark putting on like a cape and everything like that. I thought it was cool. And we're gonna definitely gonna talk about the voice actors, because some of them I know, a lot of them I don't know, but overall it's still pretty amazing to see. So like I said, here is the link for the trailer for Superman Man of Tomorrow. If you haven't seen it, that's fine. Once again, guys, for all those who are coming in, this is not a Q&A. This is not a Q&A. Repeat, this is not a Q&A. So please don't leave me questions. I'm talking about topics. You give me your thoughts on that topic. Yeah. So what was, so we was on the we're on the voice acting of Man of Tomorrow. So they really went with somebody who has a more, not a manly voice for Superman, but more of a kind of a younger, because this is supposed to be Superman younger. The voice talent they got is actually really good. So let's start with Superman. Darren Chris will play Superman, Kal-El, Clark Kent. For those who don't know him, I think he was in Glee. I never watched Glee, so I can't, but I remember him as the music meister in the crossover between the musical crossover between Supergirl and Flash. The music mic, that's who's going to play Clark. You got Alexandra Daddario, who's going to be Lois, and Zachary Quinton, who played Spock and all those from the, and of course from Hero, he's going to be Lex Luthor, and I'm fine with that. That's good. You got Ike Amandi, who's going to be John Jones, the Martian Manhunter. You got Ryan Hurst playing Lobo. You have Rudy Jones is going to be played by Brett Dalton, who played Ward on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and was also who played Michael in Until Dawn. He's going to voice Rudy Jones, aka Parasite, and you're also going to see like the different stages of Parasite, before he becomes the Parasite. You got Neil Finn, who's playing Jonathan, Bellany Young playing Martha Kent. You have Piotr Michael playing Perry White, and a few other talents who are going to be in this, but they're not like characters that are really kind of a part of the somewhat. I mean, the only one that I is a character by the name of once again, this is definitely, if you're a real Superman fan, you know this character, Ron Trope, who is going to be in this movie. And I think he appeared in like Adventures of Superman, I think back in the 70s or so. So you're going to see that. But like I said, once again, this movie comes out digitally. It comes out the 20th, the 23rd. So it'll be in digital form, so you can just download it and watch it then. But to get it physically, you have to wait the 28th. Like I said before, I think this is great. My thoughts on it is I'm looking forward to watching this because I don't think we get enough Superman. Superman always kind of gets pushed to the back burner before who. Like when you thought about DC in the beginning, it was him, the godfather of superpowered heroes. And a lot of people ask me, why do you say that, Chris? Because he's not the first superhero. He's not the first hero. He's the first superpowered hero, meaning he's a hero but has superpowers. So that's why he's considered the godfather. It started with him, but there were other heroes out way before Superman. The Shadow, the Phantom, those were heroes. But I'm looking forward to seeing this. The last time we saw Superman was in the Justice League, that last Justice League movie. Oh my God, I felt so bad for Superman in that. Like, the kryptonite poison in him, and he had the kryptonite's S on his chest. I felt bad for him. I was like, ooh. But I did like Jerry O'Connell voicing him. I thought he did a really good job. I thought Jerry O'Connell did a good job there have been a lot of good voice actors for Superman. I've never really been disappointed in the voice actors they get. Sure, I will say Tim Daly will always be my most personify that voice of Superman. When I read Superman in comics, that's who I'm hearing. I'm hearing Tim Daly's voice come out of him. I'm not hearing anybody else. It's Tim Daly. So yeah, looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing this. I will definitely do a review on it, when it comes out, I'll probably watch it digitally first, but definitely I'm gonna watch it. You know, this will be they're considering the 39th um, film in the DC animated original movies, so it should be good. So let's see what everybody's talking about. Are you guys, what's your thoughts on the first two topics I talked about? So let's see. Yes, Travis, Bronze Tiger beat Batman in a fight. I forgot what issue of Batman he beat him in, but he fought him, beat him. I used to watch Grimm. You love that show. Grimm was great. If you never watched the show Grimm, um, it's such a good show. I got my friend Victor into it, you know, and he loved it. Basically, for all those who don't know, Grimm was you took those fairy tales, you know, the Grimm fairy tales like the Big Bad Wolf and you know Sleeping Beauty and all those, and you know Little Red Riding Hood, and they turn it into like a crime drama where there's a character called Nick Burkhart who is a part of this clan of warriors called the Grimms, and they keep track of these individuals that are called Vesson. They're able, when you can't, nobody can really see them, but Nick could. He can see what they really look like. And I forgot their names. Like they all have like German names, like Fuchsbau and uh, Wolfswein. You know, they were German names, but they meant wolf and things like that. So it was really good. It's a good show. You'll watch it if you ever do. It was on NBC. It ran for 6 seasons. It was a good show. Um, yeah, that's right. Martial art was big in this. So yeah. The Batgirls. Yeah, I'm sorry that Batgirl stuff was disgusting. What they did, they did not need to do that. It's like that's just nasty. I'm just sorry. Um, so let's continue with the next topic on hand. Let's keep it kind of the superhero reign right now. Um, Olivia Wilde has been tapped to direct a female themed, female led Marvel movie. And I know a lot of people, and it's been rumored that it is going to be a Spider Woman related. Um, Olivia Wilde, you know, she's an actress too, but she is also a director as well. So she's gotten behind the um, director's chair of directing, but she's been tapped to direct an untitled centered Marvel movie, female Marvel movie at Sony. So right there, the question is, who is it? And the only thing is Sony has all characters related in the Spider-Man universe. And I know a lot of people and a lot of people, when I posted this, a lot of people were saying it's going to be Spider-Woman and things like that. It's going to be Jessica Drew. And as far as I'm concerned, personally, me, I don't want it to be Jessica Drew. I don't. If it's Spider-Woman, fine, but I don't want it to be Jessica Drew. Yes, she's the first Spider-Woman, but there are so many different Spider-Women now that now have taken up the title of Spider-Woman. They're not calling themselves Spider-Girl. Um, I know that they're also supposed to be doing a movie about the character Jackpot, you know, who was in the Spider-Man comics for a while. She was the redhead, and everybody thought she was Mary Jane as a superhero. This is during the big time storylines and things like that. And she lasted for a couple of issues before the original got killed off, and then a new character took over, and she was a mom and everything like that. And I think they're still doing that. I'm just like, this is where I don't like where Sony is trying to do their own thing with a lot of these characters, because there's not much you can do with them, in my opinion. But with Spider-Woman, Jessica Drew, I feel that it plays more to Jessica she would have more connection in the MCU than just Sony's world. And the reason why I say that is because, one, Jessica has been, she was a former SHIELD agent. She was also a former Hydra. She was a double agent at one point, and I still feel they can play that up. She's got that great friendship with Carol, and even though that's not played up in the MCU, it just, they still can kind of play bits and pieces of that. But with that being said, there's Julia Carpenter. She was a Spider-Woman. She was Spider-Woman on the West Coast Avengers. They could do it. Personally, to me, if it's going to be a Spider-Woman centered movie, I really wish it was Mayday Parker. I really want May Parker to have her own movie where it's a Spider-Girl or Spider-Woman, if you want to call it that, center movie. We see older Peter and older Mary Jane with her kids, and because I'm a huge Spider-Woman fan, Spider-Girl fan too. I love Jessica Drew, but I'm hoping it's not Jessica Drew. They're saying that yes, it is a centered female movie. I'll leave the link. The first site that I saw talk about this was Deadline, and this is a site that I can trust, that I do trust. I'll trust Variety, Deadline, things like that. I don't trust a lot of other sites, guys. It's just, because at times, there's a link I put in the description, guys. There are just times where I just don't trust a lot of sometimes like these, even comic sites. I'll trust it, especially where they say where they got their sources from. If they say they got it from Deadline, according to Deadline, this is going down. But sites like Cosmic Comic News, don't trust anything from them. Don't trust anything from that site. What's the other one? Geek. What was it? Latino Heat or something? I forget what it's called, but a lot of these clickbait sites, don't trust them. Don't trust them. I remember when Cosmic Comic News said, and get this, said that they found who was going to be Black Manta in the Aquaman movie. He said it was Denzel Washington. I looked at that like, you stupid. Like, if that was how big that would have been if they had casted, Warner Brothers has casted Denzel Washington as Black Manta. That would have been all over the papers, all over the internet. Stupid. Like I said, don't trust them. Don't trust them at all. But like I said, I'm all for it, and I'm all for Spider-Woman getting spotlight. I am. Do not mistake my words for not wanting it. But it's just with Sony, I just still have my issues with live action superhero movies with Sony. And someone said, "Oh, well, you got to give Venom some credit, Chris." Yeah, but I didn't really enjoy it that much. I watched it once and I never watched it again. There were some scenes I really enjoyed, and there was a lot that I did not like. To me, I would never do a Venom movie without connecting him with Spider-Man. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I can't. I would never do that. I would never have Venom without being connected to Spider-Man. The symbiote was first discovered on what world? Battle World. The Beyonders world. That's where he got it from. And then when he brought back home to Earth, when he found out that it was a sentient being and it was taken over and Peter got rid of it, other heroes are saying, especially Reed Richards and all of them saying, you got to get rid of that thing. It's trying to take you over, and he got rid of it. And of course, the hatred that the symbiote had, and of course the hatred that Eddie Brock had at that time, you can kind of say fate brought them together. And the symbiote knowing every weakness, every secret that Peter knew, giving it to Eddie Brock. Eddie Brock knows that Spider-Man is Peter Parker. Who does he go after? He goes after his wife, Mary Jane, yada yada yada, all that stuff, making Venom that uber villain for Spider-Man, especially in the 90s. Venom was everywhere, especially Venom came out in the late 80s, and then he was like Spidey's biggest 90s villain. And then of course Maximum Carnage came out, things like that. But I wasn't a big fan of the Venom movie. I did not mind Tom Hardy as Eddie Brock. I just was like, okay, I can't just the nitpicking is that nitpick just stays with me. Venom without connecting to Spider-Man, that's always going to be a bother to me. I'm like, I can't let that go. But like I said, I did enjoy some scenes. One of the scenes I did enjoy was pretty much the end scene where, he told the guy, I'll eat your face and everything like that, and you feel me, and you'll be this legless thing rolling down the street like a turd in the wind. You feel me? And then he still ate the guy, and I thought that was funny. And then Miss Chen, just says, Eddie, what was that? And he's, oh, I got a parasite. Night, Mrs. Chen, and and then Venom's a parasite. Like I thought that was funny. I'm really not too looking forward to the sequel because that is Carnage is gonna be in that. And once again, we'll see where who's playing, please, Cassidy. I'm gonna figure Woody Harrelson. Yeah, Woody Harrelson. And I think what's the name is gonna be in it. Shriek is also gonna be in it. I just can't see that going. But the fact is, yeah, Sony still wants to do all these because of the fact that he still somewhat own the Spider-Man license. They just throw movies out there. The Black Cat, the Silver Sable movie. Now they've got a director for the Craven movie, and I'm like, it's like, no, like, it just bothers me sometimes. Like, but I wish that nothing but the best for Olivia Wilde and whatever she's gonna direct. Okay, I wish nothing but the best, but to me, I just don't want it to be Jessica Drew. I just can't. I can't. That's just me. So yeah. So Olivia Wilde has been attached to direct Marvel female-centered movie. Okay. What do you guys think about that? Let's see what's going on in the comments. Let's see. Okay. Because when they moved Venom's connection to Spider-Man, they took away the most important part of the character. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you remove that, and it becomes, that is a centered part of Spider-Man. Of Venom's character. Like, he's connected to Spider-Man, even though he doesn't want, and even still, that symbiote that Venom has still wants to bond with Spider-Man. There's still many times that symbiote, when it gets around Peter, it's still like you'll see it kind of moving like towards him. All Peter has to say is, "You could take me," and I guarantee you that symbiote's coming right off of Eddie and going right to Peter. I've seen it plenty of times. So yeah, but like I said, Olivia Wilde, I wish nothing but the best for her with that, but it's, I wouldn't say it's my cup of tea, but it's just, I just, Sony, animated wise, they kill it with the animated stuff. But if this is gonna be live action, I'm scared. I'm very cautious about now superhero and Sony. So far, they have not done squat since the days of, I guess you could say, the days of Sam Raimi Spider-Man. And even those movies I had some issues with because it was like, he's the only hero in this world. Da, 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 da. I'm sorry. Spider-Man needs to be around other Marvel heroes. That's just what it is. That's what makes him good. That's what makes Spider-Man who he is. He's my favorite hero, but that makes him what he is. You know, when he connects, the Marvel heroes, when they connect with each other, that's great. You love seeing that. You love seeing, especially the ones that are in the same city. So seeing Peter meet Matt is like, hey Matt, hey Pete, how you doing? What's going on? Seeing Peter and Johnny meet on top of the Statue of Liberty, their spot. You know what I would kill to see that in the MCU. I'm hoping that someday that will happen. We'll see Peter and Johnny Storm meeting on the top of the Statue of Liberty to talk and things like that. That's where they always went to talk. There's still some things a brother can hope and dream for, and that's one of them, indeed. So yeah. So with going on, I just talked about Olivia Wilde. I also talked about a little bit of the Craven. I forgot to even name the guy who's gonna be playing that character, who's directing or so. I should have brought it to your attention, guys. His name is I just want to make sure I get it. Here we go. I'll leave it in the link. I'll leave that in the link as well in the below. This is the actor who's going to be directing the Craven movie. You don't see it for yourself. I'll put it right there for you guys. So let's move on to another topic. Of course, I think I planned, 4, 5, 6. I believe there's 6 topics. What was the other one I wanted to talk about? I had my list right here. Here's my list. Let's go on to some more DC. Ben Affleck is returning back as Batman for the Flash movie. I thought that movie was a no-go. I really did, guys. I thought the Flash movie was dead and done because of all the creative differences you kept hearing all the time. The writer leaves, the director leaves, this creative differences, yada yada yada, things like that. And then I was thinking, well, the actor who plays Flash they're gonna have to recast him after that stuff. They got him on camera choking a woman out. I'm like, what the freak is going on? Like, but it seems like he is returning. Ben Affleck is returning back as Batman, and I guess it is true. Michael Keaton's gonna be it. So I think this movie's definitely gonna play up the multiverse stuff, and that's fine. I'm cool with that. I'm still not really that, on you guys help me out. Who's the actor that played Flash in the Justice League? I'm forgetting his name right now. But I was not crazy about him being Flash. But yeah, he's returning. Like I said before, Ben Affleck is returning. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I did not hate Ben Affleck as Batman. I thought he actually pulled it off pretty well. The version of Batman that he was playing, I thought he pulled it off pretty well. He did a better job to me as Batman than he did as Daredevil. Thank you, Travis. Ezra Miller. I was not really a big fan of Ezra Miller, especially him being Barry Allen. I'm like, no, Barry should not be the youngest member of this Justice League. That actually should be Cyborg, if you want to be honest. But they went with Flash, and I did not think they were gonna do this movie because it was like everything was falling apart. Remember when they had a set plan? They tried to do their own plan, like, okay, this is what's gonna happen. They're gonna do the Justice League, then this movie's gonna come out, then this movie come out. There's gonna be a sequel to Justice League, and the last movie was going to be the Green Lantern Corps. You know, finally we're going to get that. I'm still hoping for a Green Lantern Corps movie. You know, I really do. I really don't want the only Green Lantern to be that one that we got in 2011. You know, but yeah. So Ben Affleck is returning. A role that, you know, when you hear about why he left, you feel sorry for him. It's like, oh man, like I feel bad for the dude. I didn't know that. Man, like you really feel bad for Mr. Affleck at that time, what was going on and what he was dealing with and everything like that. So, you know, you do feel bad. You know, you feel bad, but hopefully he's gotten over his issues, and him coming back as Batman will be good for him. Will be a good detriment for him. You know, the same thing I feel about Henry Cavill. It was like, bring this man back as Superman. He's too good. He's too good. I don't care what anybody said. Oh, they're trying to make him out to be Christopher Reeves. I love Christopher Reeves. God rest his soul. I grew up with him as Superman, but Henry Cavill has done a good job as Superman. It's just the material he has as Superman. But Ben Affleck returning as Batman is pretty cool. I'm interested. I even put it on Facebook too when I saw it. I was like, interesting. This should be interesting. You know, there was that rumor of Michael Keaton coming back as Batman in this movie that got people excited, and that seems to be legit real now. Focus, camera. Focus. There you go. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. This looks interesting, and this was news. I think that was supposed to come out of that DC fandom thing that's coming this week. They just let it. They was like, okay, we'll put it out, and I'm fine with it. You know, it's cool. I thought that Flash movie was done and dead, guys. I really did. I thought it was kaputski, but I guess they're still gonna do it. Ooh, okay, it is what it is. So, what do you guys think about that? Ben Affleck returning as Batman. And what was the last? The last topic that I wanted to touch on. Where was it? It was. Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to touch on. Jensen Ackles from Supernatural is joining the cast of The Boys for season 3. He's going to play Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy he's basically their version of Captain America. I like this. I put this also on Facebook too. I was like, I'm happy for him because, you know, you don't want an actor to get, you know, let's be honest. Supernatural should have ended a long time ago. It really should have. There was no need to keep that show going. To me, I stopped watching Supernatural, I think, after they killed Lucifer. That was it. I was like, okay, they're done. That's it. But they kept that going, and I'm just like, really? Like, what more can they do? Like, you just had them kill Lucifer. Like, what more? What else? But they kept it going, and I just got like, okay, now you're taking it too far. Now it just seems like CW, you're just trying to make this show beat, I guess, Smallville as the longest running show on the CW. You know, I mean, how many seasons they got? Like 14, 13? I mean, it's crazy. So to see, when I hear these actors doing something outside of Supernatural, I'm very happy. I'm like, yes, there you go. And with Jensen Ackles doing this, I'm happy for him. I'm really happy because it's like, okay, something outside of Supernatural. great. Like I said, he's playing a character called Soldier Boy. Like I said, he is um, in that world. Soldier Boy is like Captain America. If you don't know who he is, I'll show you. I'll give you a picture of who Jensen Ackles is playing. So I'll show you a picture of who he's playing and things like that. Okay, this is a good picture. There we go. And he's not as brave at times as like um, you know Cap. So let me share. All right, let's see. Okay, here he is. All right, here's a good picture of him. Copy that. And here is there's the link. There's Soldier Boy. That's what he is. Once again, guys, people are coming in. Once again, this is not a Q&A. Once again, I'm going to keep repeating that. This is not a Q&A. So if you have questions, sorry, I'm not going to answer them because it's not a Q&A. This is Geek Thought Live. So as of right now, what have we talked about? So we have talked about the next Batman animated movie, Superman, Man of Tomorrow. We talked about Ben Affleck coming back as Batman. Olivia Wilde directing centered female Marvel movie for Sony. A lot of people saying it's Spider-Woman. We've just talked about Jensen Ackles being casted in The Boys season 3 as Soldier Boy. That's all we have talked about so far. So yes, this is not a Q&A at all. So sorry. Let's see what was. So there was, so pretty much, guys, I have tapped into everything I wanted to talk about as of right now. I hope you guys enjoyed. For all those who participated and gave their thoughts on all the topics I talked about, thank you. I had a lot of fun talking about it. There was just so many topics that were coming out. I didn't just want to throw one Geek Thought segment at you a bunch of times. Like, here's another thing, here's another thing. So let me combine all of them into one. And I was like, okay, let me do it live and have you, my pack, basically give your comments on it. So yeah. Outside of that, guys, I want to thank everybody for coming through. Everybody who enjoyed, gave their thoughts on the topics once again. And once again, got some things planned. The next top 10 list will be up soon. Once again, if you follow me, you saw the post. It's all about the Joes. It'll be my top 10 favorite G.I. Joe characters. So you're going to see that. And sooner or later, I'll start working on a lot of requested top 10 lists that you guys bestowed upon me. So I'm looking forward to doing those as well. But yeah, man, I hope you guys enjoyed it, guys. I will see you guys next time. And peace, one love, stay tuned, keep it real. As always, stay safe, stay positive as well. Deuces, guys.